defending Gen.G because they're like, oh no, our coach actually does have their headset plugged in. And so it's not going to be the Nidalee, it's going to be the Renata.
I also know
he does actually elect to go for anything. As we can see, the Mountain Drake has already been started by T1. Owner in position.
Yeah, we have kind of opposite stories here, where on Gen.G, Keen is going to try and apply as much pressure.
And Owner will be able to secure the majority of the grubs in the end. So that is going to be kill credit. 2 objectives already done.
Instead, might be looking for a punish here towards Doran, wanting to let this Dragon go. Knows T1 is always going to play for that.
Yep. Over he goes. Canyon just going to drive the Scion back. And remember, he used the ulti to get to lane. So he's just going to get impaled and destroyed. That's going to be first blood going over to Canyon. They do trade the Dragon for it. But as you said, maybe not necessary.
I think that generally those games are slower. And then in game 5, it's the pressure. Faker
it just slammed into the wall. The impale as well. He had absolutely no option. Nothing he was allowed to do. What they're going to try and do here is the charm is going to connect onto Canyon, who's looking to drive away. Faker gets in front of him. Great handshake to keep him in position. But not too much more is going to come through. And this is what happens when he takes all of the kills. It's going to be a charm connecting. Chains of Corruption come down as well with the target presented. And Keen, he's definitely killable as out goes Owner.
Keen thinking, well, Canyon's out. I should be fine as well. The re-engage.
Oh dear, Duro flashing for it. Does find the charm. Hostile takeover is fantastic though as Owner possibly separated. But in goes Chovy. Gumayusi not going to get bailed out of this one as Owner gets on top of the Emperor. And the knock-up is there. The 1-2 punches from Gen.G are continuing as finally down goes the Skarner. But I don't know whether Doran is going to be able to do much more. The flash comes out from Chovy to answer. The flash forward from Doran. And Gen.G will
find happy with. Also a lot of sums used, and that means no flash for Guma. That's a great fight.
We are fighting immediately as Owner goes in. Already Keen is down, and there goes Duro as well. Out will go Gen.G. They're trying to escape, but Faker, he is just spirit rushing after Chovy. The charm once again going to miss, and it's a 2-man impale, but there's no one left. Owner will finally, Ruler will finally come in to try and hit Owner, but Ruler's out. He realizes that it's getting too hot in the kitchen as the flash charm doesn't land. And Chovy will be able to make it out alive. My God, okay, Chovy goes in! He finds Gumayusi and he's looking to try and make his way out those grass backs. Really working overtime, but now he may have put his team in an uncomfortable position. It's Ruler versus 4, and T1 are still running away. Okay, he wasn't Alfred in that move, he was in a different one.
That's fine, it's the same character.
Yeah, fair enough.
So much. So it starts off this.
As far as objectives were concerned was 0. But now T1 with the positional advantage, they will be able to take it down. The problem is he might be in range of the Frozen Heart, which could be a problem. Charm is going to come on through as Owner is going to be discovered here as Canyon holds him in place, but this is just a 1v1 happening in 2 different spots. Emperor's Divide to get rid of him as Chovy says, get away from me. And he says yes. Crescent Guard going to keep Owner alive, and in the end, it's the train.
It's the fight afterwards, though.
You're exactly right. So it should be this Otacon going down, but there is the flash forward. A phenomenal knock-up from Doran, and he's getting in amongst it. Canyon trying to drive his way out. Let's see whether Ruler can keep himself alive as the Featherstorm comes in. He flashes away. Will he have the Blade Caller? That's the question. As Gumayusi's underneath the turret, he's got the bailout. He is still going to die, as now Keen is trying to get the work.
If Gen.G gets to use the finding, this time Chovy is just caught, not ready, and there's no smite. So
that's going to be Soul Point.
They're going to let it go. Soul Point going over.
Yeah.
T1 not giving them an open, went down to 1.
Down to 1, yeah. The charm is going to miss once again, though, as now fight on a couple of different fronts, as flipping in is Keen and trying to throw away Doran, but he's a brick wall. And now the knockup comes through again, but if you're engaging onto the Scion, it's what T1 wants, unless they're not able to find an inroad. And Doran, he'll try to get bailed out. They will take the Rakan, and the bailout actually works. And now Chovy's trying to free hit. Owner is down so incredibly low. The Shock Plus, they're going to defend him. But still this turret is going to fall. Chovy trying to find the Sand Soldier damage. And they clear out the minion wave. And T1 will be sticking around. It's a 1-for-0 in favor of T1. They take the Dragon as well. They're trading up. The gold is still there for Gen.G. But T1 are still getting what they want in this game.
It's a thriller, Atlas. Kenyon still is his Impale, is going to try and deliver owner. Yep.
Beautiful, beautiful Impale. Still, Keen's going to get traded. It's just trades everywhere. Faker able to pick that one up. Now the hostile takeover, just zoning them away. Ruler doing a fair bit of damage here as they're just looking to steal away a bread buff. They will be able to do that as Faker just cannot jump Chovy today. He can't do it. Canyon goes in. He's going to go out via the Death Chamber, and Chovy will find an Emperor's Divide onto 3, but doesn't get Guma, and he will take him down. Ruler here going to have to use a max range ulti, avoiding Faker's damage as well, as Ruler's positioning has been fantastic.
The objective lead, right? Because they do have those 3 dragons. And Gen.G, if they can get an actual team fight where they can use the power there. Yeah, they do need Chovy or Ruler. No one else is going to carry
on. So flash forward as Faker is caught out, and they dive on top of him, but the counter knock-up's a fantastic Emperor's Divide. Only onto owner is good for T1 as Gumayusi looking to get bailed out, and it's going to work. And the charm this time lands. Double kill for Gumayusi, and T1 just leave them in the dirt. Ruler's wondering what the heck happened. And he will use his ult, he will try, but the blade calls nothing. And T1 say it's Baron time.
I'm shocked. I thought they were going to actually look for the end. I've seen T1 do this a million times, but no, instead, they play it safe. We go for Baron, we go for Soul, as Gen.G. That ult from Keria, I think, ends up being the game decider. This Renata has been such an incredible nuisance for Gen.G. I want you to look at the health bars and the bailout value.
So behind in gold the entire game, but that stops now, as it is over 4,000 the lead for them at this stage.
Oh, the win streak of Gen.G.
Yep, remember 18 games had not been done before. They were trying to extend it. And I don't know whether it's going to extend past this, as T1 here in this first game are looking poised to win. Charm going to go wide as Chovy finds 3! The Impale does as well, and Ruler is just able to free hit. Down goes Gumayusi. They deal with the turret, but Doran is so incredibly low. Chovy is still going to die in this fight. Canyon is just trying to keep them interested as T1 look to back away. It's a big need. And what Faker said was the situation isn't that bad. That's basically what he said. It's true. He's going to find a charm. This situation's bad, but if you're a Gen.G fan, as they eliminate the jungler, well, as he's all the way in, Ona taking some shock blast damage, but he doesn't really care about it too much. Remember, Chemtech Soul going to be powerful here as T1 wastes no time. They've started this up. Doran just trying to stand in front. It's looking a little 50-50-ish for now.
As on the ward.
Yeah, spotted on a flank angle, but they also know he's there because they just got hit by a shock blast.
Are we flipping? Are we flipping?
Oh God, we are. We're flipping. It's going to be Canyon that locks down the dragon. Owner is in so much trouble. Empress Divide picks them all up, and it's Gen.G that finds the value. Chovy can rest easy now as 4 are lying on the floor, and Doran is not going to be able to do it alone. Gen.G not going to be broken in their win streak. They'll move it to 19 instead.
The hardest part of any story is the ending.
It's not even the end, Chronicler.
No, I mean of this game.
It's game 1 of regular season Gen.G versus T1 round 2.
Oh my God. No, but like, that can't be. It's just a flip. Canyon wins. The game is done.
Do you know what it was, Chronicler? It was a flip. Canyon wins. And that's game 1, ladies and gentlemen. The Nexus will be taken down. Oh God, I can't.
Too much of an issue. Also, I do agree with you. I think if the composition from Gen.G really falls behind, they struggle. But if you're on parity in mid-game, the amount of CC you have and the bouncy cost...
That is just going to be thanks for the leash for T1. Canyon? Wait a second. Oh my God, no, you're not allowed to do that. Well, you're not allowed to get away. That is absolutely true. And in fact, it is. As the teleport comes in from the Galio, and Chovy finds the Justice Punch. There's a great Cyclone, but a good Pulverize is there as well. And if Gen.G...
items, and then we can maybe play the game.
Chovy's under the turret. Okay, curtains. Faker. Gonna get hit by the last one, as Chovy flashes for it and shuts down the GOAT. Yep.
They have time, right? Like, because that steal, they're not in any pressure at all, which is why, Atlas, previous game.
Sure. The Rumble very far away, but Faker can also cancel the ultimate. Depending on how well they position themselves is okay. Equalizer doing basically nothing. Shockwave onto 3 though, that's fantastic, but still, Keen able to burn them down. The Rift Herald gonna be secured as Canyon picks up the eye. Chovy might be the sacrifice as he looks to try and Justice Punch his way forward as Canyon just rolls himself a taxi and gets the heck out of there. Oh my, are you gonna go for a charge as well? Takes the turret, and he's still gonna die. Gets a flash out from Carrier. Oh, you get back into, you are not allowed to do that. And he's not, he's still going to die.
Look at his face!
My God, that was amazing.
Look for the cross map.
It's the Faker Global Taunt. The train is being called, the Brittle comes through, he flashes and still gets knocked up. Collects them with the Shockwave, but doesn't really matter here as T1 will look for the first Cloud Drake of the game. They'll get that, but it's only their second Dragon. Gen.G, they get their prize. They're looking to lock down even more as the Otacon is being started.
Keen and Chovy, or Chovy's here, Keen has TP. He's gonna back first, but Canyon did ult.
Yeah, this is dangerous.
Oh, Ruler has ult though. They're squishy. Oh yeah, they're gonna go for this fight.
Yep, teleport going to come in. Canyon, not quite close enough, but still. Arrow connects onto Chovy. Let's see, there's some brilliant knockup. Another one, four-man. The jumping castle has been picked up, and there is the Otacon secured by T1, but can they get anyone out alive? Carrier, that's a no. Doran, that's also a no. But at least Gumayusi and Ona will stay standing, and they have the permanent buff from both the Dragon and, of course, the Otacon. The Gen.G walk away with a bit more money. He is.
They know.
Who's on the flank?
Well, he's ult, so...
Well, he's going to have to ult. He will do that. Finds a Pulverize. There's the Deadly Flourish. It's Canyon waiting in the brush. He's like, buddy, I think you might be dead. He's going to have to flash.
So now I'm kind of wondering.
Yeah, somewhat deep
probably
is
to actually
play. Keen is a difficult target to do damage to. They haven't done any yet. Oh, there it is, a little bit.
Why his magic damage shield doesn't take? Yeah,
not really anyone finding too much around us. Never mind. There's the engage and the max range from Ruler as well to keep him in position, but Kerry is there to play defense. It's beautifully done, and maybe Gen.G are reaching that point where...
But that does mean he's taking a lot of damage.
Yep, and he can't put it up, right? Especially not with Keen out of vision. Gonna get breathed on here by Ona just a little bit. The rest of T1 coming on over, trying to offer the damage if they can. Canyon wanting to assist, and he gets over the wall. There's the Cyclone. Canyon flashes out, takes so much damage, as now Keen calls the Ram, and of course Kerry is there to block it. The Dragon is gonna get taken, and the Curtain Call is just gonna be unanswered. A four-man knockup yet again, as the heroic entrance this time does nothing, and the Justice Punch is blocked. Let's have the Lord Dom.
Oh, the window.
Yeah.
Here for T1, Canyon might have to sacrifice his life.
Well, there is the Grand Starfall. Okay, Call of the Forge God as well, gets a triple knockup, and the steal on the Baron for Canyon at the same time. He's got a GA, the curtains are being called, and maybe it's on more than just this Baron fight. Maybe this is the game winner, as Faker is getting encroached on, will get taken down, and Doran, he only has a sliver left, and the Deadly Flourish, it's named pretty well, but that last bullet, that's going to do it, and the poor man with a door is unable to hold it here for T1.
Who needs more damage dealers when you have Ruler on the chin? So much damage, but for me, those steals from Canyon Atlas.
My
the
goodness.
Timing, absolutely perfect.
And this time around, the Braum wasn't there. He wasn't there to block the train. And Gen.G, they just drove right over the top of T1. They'll take down these Nexus turrets. They will move their record here, their LCK record, to 20 games in a row. And they will continue to make history here in the LCK. They are not stopping here today. I was especially talking about this a lot, was the sort of lack of damage situation. That never became too much of a factor in this game. And Keen on the on, absolutely fantastic. I do still think there was a Trundle angle, but they didn't take it. Chovy gonna pick up the player of the match because, you know, that Azir game was honestly, like, That was player evolution. That's what we got. You can't fault it, but you want to have the rule of votes sitting there.
There is a reason why Chovy is part of all these records.
Yeah.
And it's something that it's one of my favorite narrative points because you can actually see it, right? Chovy saying, "I can't sleep after watching Faker 1v9, or like carry the World Finals by himself."
Yep.
Right? Like there's moments in Game 4 and 5. I think that's what we saw. Like some of those plays, I don't think he would have made them. Like a year or two ago, and so maybe because they were too crazy. You know, that's valid.
And you spoke about it actually backstage immediately after game number 1. And it was the fact that this is what he set out for himself, right? This is the goal that Chovy had. I want to be the guy that makes those big plays. And to see him do it twice in that pivotal game 1, an incredibly important victory, of course, because they were on the blue side selection. They needed to defend that. And also going into game 2 after having your record broken and all this sort of stuff, it's going to be a very different mindset than what we saw in this particular game number 2. So, oh man, yeah, important game for Chovy there, that game number 1. This one, Galio, often a very, very good pick for him. Don't think he was the main character. I honestly felt like it was a huge team effort.
This vote was for game 1. And that's maybe a bit of a step up from, we've had a lot of recency bombs.
Defending the recency bias with a Chovy vote. Is it even recency bias defense, or is it when in doubt Chovy?
I went for my Lifetime Achievement Award for Ruler. I stand by it.
Yep, and now we get to hear from Chovy as well. So here is Dear for the interview translation.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Dear for the POM interview translation, joined by Chovy on the side of Gen.G. Congratulations. Thank you. You have received POM once again, and you are now at 900 points. How do you feel? It wasn't an easy match, but I'm grateful that we were able to win. And I didn't really expect the POM today, but I got it again. So I guess my thoughts were, oh, I got POM again. And Gen.G has reached another milestone. With 2-0 victory today, you have reached 20 consecutive wins in a single LCK season, and the most consecutive wins with 22 wins in a row. So how do you feel about this milestone? I feel like it's really fun just thinking about how Gen.G keeps breaking their own record. And whenever there's a record on the line, I always get a little scared, but I'm just really happy that we're able to secure another one. You know, we got an endless cycle of jaw-dropping, high-level gameplay today, so, you know, if you win a game like this, is it even more rewarding? You know, rather than feeling rewarded, I feel like I just realized that there are so many room for improvement and there's so many aspects that we can work on. And in game 1, we have to talk about your Azir, where you didn't go with Nashers, but built your items around health, like Leandry's Rylai's and Riftmaker, and you had an even higher health than your own Skarner. So what was the reasoning? No, I was just experimenting, and I felt like this is a pretty good build and itemization, and I think, you know, whenever you are in the game, I think it's just really important to sort of synergize with your team and then provide that wombo combo. And, you know, it worked because we won. You know, we noticed that you were dodging so many Ahri charms. So what is your secret? Because I have been playing a lot of Ahri games, I think I sort of know, my body just knows when that Ahri is going to come in, engage, or charm. So I'm always really well aware, and I always have my eyes open for when the Ahri is going to come in to charm. And in game 1, T1 actually flipped the gold lead, took 4 Drakes and Baron, and you guys were on the verge of losing. So let's take a look at this one highlight with your super toss. Can you walk us through this? You know, someone told me that Varus didn't have Flash, and I think our team as a whole were aware that we had to open up a team fight here. And I think the enemy were just coming in after looking at our team's skills, and I think that's the kind of the angle that we try to catch out. And after winning game 1, looking at game 2's draft, it looked like you guys lacked damage dealers. So what was the main point of this comp? After we completed the composition, it just felt like we would be doing a lot of passive dealing, damage dealing, and it looks like the enemy actually didn't have a tank either, and they didn't really have a lot of good side lane pushing. So in the end, I think we just decided that the gameplay would be focused on the late game, and that actually was quite effective. And there is another player who did an incredible job today, who pulled off an incredible steal in games 1 and 2. So yeah, I mean, yeah, Canyon definitely does tend to steal a lot of objectives. He does take a lot of, steals a lot of fans away too. He's a really good stealer. He's a thief. And next up, you will be facing the second place team, Hana Life Esports. Now, Hana Life Esports is doing a very good job, and their performance is quite solid, so we'll have to make sure that we are ready for them. And that's the end of the interview with Chovy, and back to the space. Thank you.
Thank you so much, dear, for that awesome translation. We've heard a lot from Chovy as he keeps on winning POMs, and this time, as the casters were talking about, his Zero was amazing in that first game, and his Galio was also quite strong, so he picks it up once again here. I'm sure he's getting a little bit bored of doing the interviews at this point, but
it's not just this season as well. It's just been a common thing. He does a lot of interviews, putting the hours in.
Yeah, I mean, he had a phenomenal performance. I think everyone on Gen.G did. I think both teams played really well. There were some smaller